Yeah. The Drop Boys are back.
The city attack! I have them all, bitch! God save the Queen! Football's back!
Wow, he's really back on the Royals because, like,
Yeah, he's straight back on it.
man, when I wasn't here, I listened to the pod and he was not about the Royals. He was not about the
Look,
Royals.
you take football away from Tommy, he gets mad.
He's wearing a black armband today as well.
But he fucked it up. It's God Save the King now.
Ah.
You said Queen.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Welcome back to Draft Boys, the FPL Draft podcast. As always, joined by Marley G, Hito / Queen Lover, and myself, Whitey. Lads, how are we doing?
Yeah.
You could have called
good.
yourself the king there. You missed an
Oh,
opportunity.
damn it. The king of
He
fantasy
does.
at the moment.
He's got the Viking King.
The Viking
Oh
king.
my God. Top
Oh
of the
my
table,
God.
boys.
With the top player as well.
With the top player.
Yeah.
Although there is someone creeping up.
Mm.
He's kind of become the cream of the crop. I don't know if you looked at the top scoring players now, but underneath him sits Kane.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kanye, as we say on this podcast.
Kanye.
Boys, I missed a great pod, it sounds like.
Yeah, dude, that was really fun last week. We got to do more of them. You know what I was thinking? Like international weeks and stuff. We'll just throw it out to the
Definitely.
fans.
Definitely.
Just
Yeah,
get some
that's a good shout.
questions.
I think
Yeah.
it's fun because it's just like, okay, let's just have some fun here.
I'm pretty sure the fans liked it more than our regular stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they can't have it all.
Just a little special.
God,
Yeah,
tease them.
it wouldn't be special if it was done every week.
Zing.
Okay, boys, let's get back to fantasy.
Mm.
How'd you guys do this week?
Oh,
It was a tough week.
It was a
'cause
tough week.
I can start if you don't have your points up.
Yes.
A lot of key players
Do
were out.
Yeah, I saw like one of the players in our league, Bobby, like had Sonny
yeah.
and literally no other players.
He had
Like-
3 players.
I was shocked because I looked at my team expecting to see quite a few not be able to play, and I think I was only like 1 short, so I got pretty lucky, maybe 2 short. Anyway, and then I go expecting to see not as like mostly full teams, and I see Bobby's. I'm like, oh, but I was trying to figure out who had Son.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the points? Like, you
'Cause
look
when
at
you
the
look at the
table,
table-
and I'm like, oh, someone's going to be up there with me because I was doing well, and there was no one. It was like 19 points was the highest, and that's because Bobby was on 19 because that's all he had from Son.
so you ended up with 28.
So good. Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, so I got 47 points.
That's so good for this week.
I was pretty happy, like it just worked out. But yeah, no like insane standouts, just like the whole of my City players did well. Like Diaz 6 points with a clean sheet, Foden 8, Grealish 10, and Haaland 6. That was most of it, really. I was a bit disappointed Newcastle didn't keep it cleanie.
Yeah.
And that I
Definitely
didn't play
disappointing.
Lloris, but he had that pen save disallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very upsetting.
Talk about that one. How'd you go?
Not too bad, actually. I got 41.
Yeah, it's good.
Basically saved by my Arsenal boys this morning.
I was a bit
Saliba.
annoyed to see that, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty clear
I
here.
d-
and
I
I'm not
definitely
seeing-
needed it.
I'm not seeing a lot of,
such a
potential
difference
here.
because I was actually I was happy for you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Like actually, when I
Yeah.
saw Saka, I was like, justifies that
You
second
happy with
round.
this tanker?
Yeah, because I always like beating him at the end. So,
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to,
All right. Tell me the tank engine.
Tom with the tank.
So,
But
yeah, tell us.
Basically, Saliba and Saka
Oh,
pulling through the
Saliba.
points for me.
Ooh.
And then just,
top scoring players.
quite happy though. Picked up Akanji
Yeah, I think that's a great pickup.
the other week.
really?
So,
Mm.
yeah, happy with the clean sheet.
Wait,
there.
which one's? Oh,
It's a
which
good
one's
pickup
Akanji?
until Laporte
City
comes
defender.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
until
forgot
Laporte
about
comes
him.
back, I think that's such a great pickup. And even when he comes back, like,
Potential to maybe take over. I don't know. Like, if
Maybe.
he goes well.
yeah.
We'll see.
Also, Saliba is the top scoring defender and is the 5th highest scoring player in fantasy at the moment.
Crazy.
Cracker.
He's
What,
on
is that
fire.
his third goal or second?
I can tell you.
I think it's his
Second goal.
Yeah, okay.
He's got one
Second
assist, 2 goals.
Oh, the assist. That's what it
Yeah,
was,
shit, man. He's got like a 15-point haul, a 14-point haul, 8 and 7. Like it's juicy.
Pick up of the season.
It is. It's huge.
It could be, but I was actually going to say I could have picked up the person of the season.
Who's
I'm
that?
thinking Isak could be the pickup, like the free agent pickup of this season.
I'm silent because I'm mad.
Like,
I'm mad at every motherfucker that was in front of him. 5 people,
yeah,
and
I
didn't
think-
pick him up.
he looks cracker, and he's on pens as well. So I was pretty happy when I saw that.
He looks
be-
good, man.
It'd be interesting to see once Wilson comes back.
Yeah,
If he keeps pens.
Yeah,
But they're not going to play together, surely. You reckon they will?
There's talk of them
I
playing
reckon
together.
they might.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It's going to be interesting. But I thought the Trippier would have taken the penalty, and then Isak. I mean, he won it, but Isak
That's
took it.
true.
Other than that, I just had Cancelo 9 points, Bernardo with the assist.
How many points did you get?
Oh, 35. Yeah.
See, that's more than I wanted you to get.
It wasn't great, but for the type of week, you know, I had quite a few injuries. I had to play all my injured
Well,
players.
no one else really,
Yeah.
Whitey was top scorer with 47. So
Yeah, it wasn't a high scoring week, but actually
didn't
everyone's
fall.
points filled out after like the last night or something.
Yeah.
But the gap now at the top is over 30 points.
I'm not worried.
It's
man. Come
creeping.
on. Like,
It's
that's-
creeping.
It's
I've-
game week. 7.
I've got enough points this week to make it less than 100. So I'm happy about that.
Oh,
To the
I'm
top.
proud of you.
double digits, not
99. 99.
99. Yeah.
Agent 99.
Agent 99. All right, boys. I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting thirsty.
And I'm on Snack Chat this week,
Hit us.
boys. Okay, so on
What you
my
got?
right, I have Corinthians.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you know how much I love these
I knew it.
things?
It's like the classic grandma snack. Like your
It's
grandma
the classic
always had
grandma.
Corinthians.
Always got some at your grandma's.
Sorry about that. Boom. Miles is taking a photo.
No, too
Get that
good.
in you.
Mm. I
Too
love
good.
these things.
And what do we have to drink?
They're
We
like
have-
wafer tubes.
Burley Sass Bright Ale Cross Ginger.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it's not a ginger beer?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll find out then.
Actually,
So it's either going to be a ginger beer or a beer with like a hint of ginger.
I think it's a beer because it's got a bright ale
yeah.
and it's plus ginger.
Or
my times ginger. Maybe a
don't
little
know.
hybrid,
Here,
boys.
Hito, take a sip on that. Tell
It's
us what you
1.1.
think.
I reckon it will be a ginger beer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more ginger than beer.
Oh no. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it is beery. Oh, shit. I actually thought I was buying ginger beer. Like,
Yeah, it's more beer.
It's definitely
Beer with a very faint hint of ginger.
is it? What are we thinking? What are we thinking?
that's banging. That's nice.
For a beer, I'm like, it's good.
yeah,
But my brain is thinking it's a ginger beer and it's a shit ginger beer.
I rate
that
my
makes sense.
beers in the fact of like how many you can smash on a hot summer's day. You know, and I could definitely do 10 of these.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You
The
know?
ginger gives that little freshness.
Yeah, and it's still light and
it's pretty
summery.
nice. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, it's not it's not god tier, but it's
But it doesn't
not
ruin the
bad.
hint. You know, sometimes there's like the flavored beer and it ruins it and it's
Get
not
that
it's not
Corinthia in
super
there.
Let's get some ratings. Let's get some ratings.
not super tasty.
Come in on the side with that. Ooh, for
Oh,
the-
look
for
at
the
this. Look at the
socials.
grams.
Oh,
We're getting it. We're getting
okay,
it.
we'll see.
Well, I'm going to give you a beer. I'm going to give it a 7.2.
That's high for a beer from Hito.
8.6 for me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and Corinthians, come on.
Oh, like 9.9. They're one of my favorite
Wow.
snacks ever. I just love them.
I just had my first
Um,
bite. So good.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 7.8.
7.8.
You know who's big on them?
Yeah, I don't mind them, but I'm not going to eat like 10 of them. It's
I'll
like,
eat
it's
10
like
of
the
them.
beer thing on a,
Yeah.
on a
Hot summer's day. How many can you smash?
But the problem is, Hito, you meant to use them as a straw
Oh, through the beer. Okay,
through the
got
beer.
it.
What I will say, for people that don't know what a Corinthians is, it's a long, like wafer kind of cylindrical straw thing
Yeah.
with chocolate in the middle.
It doesn't work. as a
Hito
straw.
just used it as a straw.
It's so loose.
He's crazy. All right, boys, let's move on.
Can we talk about football?
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I'm just gonna have one more mouth.
That's the part of the point of the podcast, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, let's go.
You know,
So
you
we
could-
only picked. Oh, actually, we picked 5 games for this week. Still, there were some good ones. Let's talk about
That's some
Tottenham.
crackers.
Let's talk about Tottenham.
Wow.
Got a few goals in them.
They do. It was against Leicester.
After
though.
their disappointing Champions League
Mm,
result,
yeah.
losing 2-0 to Sporting, I wasn't sure what the go with Tottenham was. But
Well-
Leicester are the perfect team to come back into the Prem.
Well, their defense helps.
Yeah. What defense?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no defense at all.
And Champion League nights are like different as well.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like any team can show up
True. I think we've got to talk about the main man, though.
straight away.
Oh, Sonny hat trick.
Goal per
Oh,
10 minutes, basically.
God.
He was only on for like 20 minutes, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's like, I think it was about 30, maybe.
Oh, was it? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
20,
30 minutes, but he scored the
3.
goals in 13.
But also, the defending was fucking
Yeah.
rubbish.
yeah,
Like, they were good finishes, and I
Yeah.
think that kind of clouds how shit the defending was. Like that second one when he cuts onto his left foot,
Yeah.
no one came to. I actually said out loud, I'm like, who's marking it? I wasn't
Yeah.
even a fan of the game.
Did
I'm
they
like,
think?
what is going on?
Did they think because he was on his left that he couldn't pull off something like that? Because to be honest, that's a pretty fucking
Mate,
nice
he's
shot.
Probably
off his
one of the
left.
most two-footed players in the league. If
Yeah,
you don't know that he
true.
can bang that in with his left, you deserve to be in League Two.
It was
But
just
seriously, banging that in with his
Oh,
left was fucking.
it's an
insane.
amazing shot, but
Yeah.
I'm just
He
like,
does that on his right, then he does it on his left. Like literally, like a couple minutes later, and
It
you're
was
like,
just like Dwighty Gale about 5
Dwight
years
Gale.
ago against Liverpool.
Dwight
Remember?
Gale.
Oh my god!
less
That
sleekness.
3-3.
And then yeah, that last goal, like he kind of just gets away. Keeper probably should have done a little bit better there.
Yeah.
But it was a great hat trick.
Oh, mate.
But he's so direct. That's that thing that the defenders just kind of get like a bit frazzled whenever he's running directly at them because
Yeah.
he just kind of like goes a bit left and right and both.
And that was part of the little bit of the charm he lost in the early parts of the season. He just kind of didn't really have that scary.
Do you think it was
Directness.
just like Conte benching him?
Maybe it created a bit of fire,
I
but
heard he wasn't
didn't.
happy.
He didn't really celebrate.
Yeah, I
He was pretty blank faced when he scored.
he wasn't. But I think it was a bit of relief as well. But the question that all the fans are asking
because he triple
me on
captained himself.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So the fans are asking me on Instagram is, does this open the floodgates for Sonny? What's happening now? Because we've been worrying about him.
I think it will definitely do something.
I think he's too good for it to not be floodgates.
Mm.
And it's a great hat trick. Like for me, you never should have dropped him. He was always a hold.
Mm.
And this is gonna send him off. Like if you look at the points being scored like by the top players in the league right now, you know, I was just looking at the top scorers.
Mm.
He just scored 19 in one game,
Yeah.
and having not scored any goals, like that actually puts him in the top, 20 players basically, maybe a bit more. But all he had to like, there's not that many players outscoring that already. 3 goals, boom.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at his fixtures. They've got Arsenal this week, and then they go Brighton, Everton, United, Newcastle. So, I mean, it's not too bad. We're still yet to see what Brighton's defense is going to be like.
Especially those next two teams have had pretty good defenses so
Yeah.
far. I think that's where we're going to see where Sonny's at. If he blanks against both of them,
Mm.
how much was it Leicester's defense?
But then they've got Everton, which could be a massive haul.
It could be better.
It could be, but honestly, the defense is starting to get a little bit more solid. I don't know. For me, I know they're still letting in goals, but they did make some decent signings. Like their defensive effort in this last game was actually pretty good for me.
Well, Everton 2 clean sheets in a row, 0-0 against Liverpool and 1-0 against West Ham.
Like they,
I know West Ham are shit, but
Yeah, I was-
Tarkowski and Cody. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, look, I won't go too much into
That's
that,
true.
but in my mind, I'm like, I just feel like maybe they're getting a bit sorted at the back. Okay. What else from that game? Bentancur, Dier with the flick on header. That was beautiful.
when he dispossessed that Leicester midfield, I can't remember who it
Oh,
was.
Bentancur.
Ndidi, maybe?
Yeah.
He was just
Ndidi.
lingering on the ball. I was like, what are you doing?
I know. And then he finishes so nice.
So nice.
That was class.
What about the cross in from our boy Cooley
Oh,
to Kane at the
Kane.
back post?
Retarded.
that was great.
Oh,
That was like the second time he's done pretty much the exact same cross.
It was
first game. or-
sexy.
Yeah.
It was just like perfect back post. And like, I mean, yeah, Kane lost his defender way too easily. I think it
Mhm.
was like Castagna maybe or something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway, yeah, that was
but
a little
still-
too
But
easy.
I just love it when because sometimes those crosses, you're like, oh, were they shooting? Because it's that kind of close to the goal.
Mm.
But you know it with our boy Cooley.
Yeah.
That was a cross.
And I think
Oh,
if
yeah.
there's any
Yeah.
players with any sort of threat on a set piece playing against Leicester, you pick them up
oh, yeah.
because
Mate,
fuck, they can
Dier,
see.
he's fucking in the game, isn't he?
I know he's looking good. Anyway,
Earns his call up for England as well.
I
Mm.
think we've probably talked enough about it here. Like, is there anyone worth highlighting from Tottenham here outside of what we're used to? Richarlison starting.
Yeah. Still doesn't. I
I
just
think Sonny comes back.
the consistency for Richarlison, I'm just not sure about. Sorry, guys.
The thing I might throw out is that I'd want to see a little bit more from Bentancur.
Mm.
I think a lot of people might see that goal and assist and snap him up.
Mm.
He didn't score much last year. He's had nothing all season this year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get too
I
excited
think
on
that's
him either.
fixture specific.
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Next one I want to talk about is Arsenal.
Yeah.
3-0 for them.
Top of the league still.
Fucking Saliba with that. He's on fire.
Oh, boy.
I know we already kind of talked about him, so we won't spend too much time. But man, that flick on header, back post.
I do got to say, guys, fucking Arsenal are boring to watch. Like, so boring. I know it was 3-0, but I watched the game and
Really?
it was just so boring. They pass back so much and they build. And I get it. It's the style of football that Arteta's trying to do with, you know, the control and possession and stuff. But fuck, it was boring last night. Is anyone
I
else?
didn't see it. I didn't really see it.
You just saw highlights?
I only
Yeah.
saw the highlights of that game.
And that's why I want to
mention
mention it because, like, fuck.
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
just saw
man.
the goal. So it's very it's interesting that it tells such a different story.
Totally, yeah.
Because the highlights are pretty good. Like Vieira's goal was nice.
Yeah, and look, like they played well. Don't get me wrong. That's what they're doing, but just on the eye,
Yeah, just not fun to watch.
no.
I remember when Chelsea's kind of had similar systems, especially like Mourinho at times. Like, man, it was one of the most boring Chelsea's. To
Oh
ever
yeah, I
watch.
remember that.
Even though we're grinding out wins, we're like winning. We won the league.
You just won
And you
1-0
just
for
like-
half a season. You know when you got to Jan, you just won 1-0 for half a
God,
season.
That was so
It was
boring.
boring, like roll into the trophy.
The only reason,
presentation.
the only reason that it was fun was because we had Diego Costa back then,
Oh yeah.
and he was just fucking loose. God, I showed up every week just to watch him.
So getting it back to like a FPL draft perspective,
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to bring up something, Xhaka,
Yeah. Okay.
because he is playing from the game. I learned because I don't watch a lot of Arsenal games. He's playing a much more advanced role so far this season,
Mm-hmm.
and he has actually been in the attacking points quite regularly.
Yeah, I can see here game week 2, he got a goal and an assist. So that was one of his bigger hauls. Yeah, he's got an assist and didn't do much for a while. And then, yeah, this week he got an assist.
Just from a draft perspective in a deeper league, I'm thinking that Xhaka is a pickup.
He's got really high creativity markers
Mm.
on the fantasy
I
side.
noticed that last night, and I was
Yeah.
thinking, you know what?
He's on 31 points.
How am I going to get into this Arsenal attack, even though they're boring as shit to me?
Yeah. Look, I mean, yeah, if you think about it, Odegaard's on 34 points and Xhaka's on 31. So it's
Exactly.
actually, you know, he's in the conversation, no doubt. But like, as you said, like we got Tottenham, then Liverpool, and then actually Leeds, who play really well against teams who want the ball.
Yeah,
Like, remember how they fucking played against Chelsea?
they'll press hard.
They've not really played as well. You know, we were saying the other week, I think, or 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
They have the chance to
Mm.
upset big teams, I think.
Yeah, well, at least they've got 2 game weeks to see how they go before you decide to jump on him. But that run of Leeds, Southampton, Forest is pretty nice
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
for Everton. Or not Everton, sorry, Arsenal.
For Arsenal.
They're top
not
of the
too
league,
bad.
baby. You know, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of top of the league, let's talk City.
Well,
They're not up there.
No,
no,
but you
They're
are.
close.
But you are, mate. And you're basically one-man team at the moment.
God, this was a good time to pick up all of City's attack.
Yeah.
you know, most times it is.
I know.
Like,
Well, Pep Roulette has definitely, you know, affected wider players, I think.
yeah,
I mean, KDB and, you know, KDB's really only ever been the serious lock.
Mm.
Sterling at times.
And Billville was rotation when he did play that wider role, but now he's in the center.
Yeah.
Him, Rodri, and KDB are pretty standard.
Yeah, for sure. Look, you know, it was pretty good from them. That Foden no-look pass to KDB was nice. KDB showing...
Yeah.
absolutely filthy, man.
I know.
Filthy.
Like, that's what Foden's about, man. Like,
Yeah.
that is just like Foden in a fucking, like, one pass. That's the no-looker. But yeah, that was nice. And then obviously KDB puts it on a dime for Grealish, as always. And then Haaland always making it look easy, even though it wasn't the cleanest finish. Like, everything he touches goes in the net right
Oh.
now.
We've got to talk about his Champions League goal.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, how did he not get injured by that? Like, it's insane.
Mate.
He's
It's like when Ronaldo just jumps to the moon.
But he's
They're just made of something different.
I haven't seen it. What
Spaceman.
happened?
He just like throws himself. The ball comes up incredibly high near the back post. And he basically like karate kicks the air and flies with his feet above his head height.
and his back
and
is
side-
parallel
and
to the ground.
Outside boot,
It sounds
side
like
foots it in.
Zlatan to me.
It's very Zlatty, but with
Zlatty.
Ronaldo hops.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
scary.
Combine
Just-
those two, that's really scary.
Yeah.
It was just like I will just do whatever it takes to get something on this ball and score. That's all I care about.
I mean, and that's the beauty of him
Because
right
no
now.
defender's throwing themselves at a ball like that.
But
Let's even take it back a notch because what an assist from Cancelo.
Oh,
Top laces, hooks it in
yeah.
for a Haaland assist. And how do you even see that? Because Haaland's in no place to score that
So
goal.
I can just play him at a.
Yeah.
He's playing left back, and instead of doing a curler in towards goal, he's like, "Nah, I'm just going to use my right to curl it away from goal."
Mm,
Fuck, it's so spicy.
Okay, boys,
It's
after
beautiful.
seeing that performance from City,
yeah.
you know, Foden obviously in the goals, Grealish in the goals. Like, what are you guys thinking? Because I mean, we've all had kind of question marks about those players, like Foden and Grealish, where they're going to play, da 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 da. And I'm not saying that that's locked anyway, because we know about Pep Roulette. But what is your feeling on those two players at the moment?
Look, I think Grealish owners have been rewarded for holding for so long. I was just talking to a couple of fans last week, actually, and they were asking the question, what do I do? And I was like, well, who's available for you to pick up? And they sent through, you know, the availability. And I said, you know, look, nothing's really outstanding, but if there is someone that comes into form, you might actually have to make the tough decision and drop Grealish. I mean, after the goal, after 57 seconds or something, I texted both of them. I said, I hope you still look at
Yeah,
Grealish. And they did, which is very, very good.
It's
But-
an important 10 points for him, for sure.
Definitely.
Important goal too. So,
It's just hard to know. Like, there's always going to be the roulette with Pep.
but I think if he's available, he's a pickup.
Oh, he
Oh.
is.
If
Yeah,
he
if
scores a
people
goal-
have dropped him, pick him up.
Yeah, pick him up. You
Because
got to
you-
take that risk early, as
Yeah.
we all know, because if he starts running away right now, man, watch out.
And to finalize, you know, because you asked about Foden as well, I actually think that Foden will be the second best City mid this year behind De Bruyne.
Yeah, I'd agree with
I
that.
think Foden is kind of Pep's boy.
Yeah, he's locked.
Yeah.
he definitely gives something on that side, especially now that like he's not playing central. He kind of gets his creative, juices going. And man, the overlap is fucking on at City. Like I swear,
Oh yeah.
that the KDB thing, he did that no look pass. Like
they love
another
it.
one of their goals was another overlap on that
Yeah.
right side with KDB coming round.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's the kind of thing they're going for. Like they're just teeing up KDB to put fucking
Yeah.
Haaland on.
And Mahrez and Alvarez owners have just got to be a bit worried, especially from that performance. Like it looked good when those guys were on together.
To me, those guys just seem like players that you've got to be alert to when you think that they might get minutes. Like, you know how you'll watch and sometimes like, I just think that they're going to rest so-and-so this week and maybe Alvarez is going to get minutes.
Yeah.
I think they're those kind of players. They're not like a pickup week to week, but they're a pickup
Yeah.
when you think maybe they'll
The
start.
only annoying though is that like things like this week comes on for 18 minutes. Mahrez, for example,
Mm.
at one point, like it's
It kills you.
if you start with the think of rotating, also maybe the week you don't think they're going to start, you really got to put them on the bench
yeah.
and know that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's tough because I feel like if you've picked up Mahrez, you've just got to play him. Like, what are you going to do? Leave him on your bench and then just get rinsed?
I don't know, man.
It's hard.
Okay, let's move on. Let's
Wow.
talk about.
Lots of thoughts in this room at the moment.
I know. I think it was just like a thought bubble I had to pop.
Mm.
We're going to talk about Nottingham and Fulham, that game. Let's start with Forest. Actually, we can just talk about the game.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Look, another crazy game from Fulham.
Yeah.
We were saying before, like they're scoring goals every week. They're sixth in the league.
They are. They're
I
doing
mean, there are
really well.
teams that haven't played, but still, they're scoring goals.
But they're also
every week.
conceding every week.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying pick up
Too.
their defense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
so like one of their defenders, Tucson, he got a goal this week.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's tough to pick them up because they're just not going to keep those clean sheets. And how likely are they going to come through with a goal?
Well, let's talk about the attack then. Obviously, Mitro, we know what he's doing.
Mm.
He was a blank this week, very upset. But you wake up to 3-2 against Nottingham. You're like, oh my God,
You're
it's
like,
a
Hattie.
hat trick.
Hattie.
Yeah, hat trick.
Who else is scoring?
But boys, let's talk about the ex-Chelsea man,
Shit.
Willian.
Don't you mean ex-Arsenal?
Aye.
Oh, jeez.
Aye, aye.
Sure.
It's like when we're talking about Fabregas, I'll say ex-Arsenal man, okay?
Yeah.
But whoever gets him first.
Whoever gets it
Yeah.
first.
I think Fab liked Chelsea better.
Dibs.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, let's talk. So Willian, look, Willian was famous for like one thing, which was just crossing. Like that was his only trick, and it was just beating guys on the wing. He still seems capable of it. In this game, he was doing his classic stop, kick it out, and run. Put it in.
Across.
Like it just put it in the cross. Like I was like, okay,
You're like, did you have like flashbacks? You're like, fucking
Yeah.
deja vu, man.
dude,
and
What's
he's
it's
going
hurt
on?
me.
And he's on corners.
He's on corners.
Probably some sort of free kicks as well.
And he's got Mitro as a threat. Like
Mm.
in this team, he's got a really good outlet to cross to because we've seen what Mitro can do in the air. He makes something out of nothing.
Mm.
And Willian is a good crosser of the ball. I mean, am I freaking out about him? No. But he definitely seemed to play quite well from what I saw.
And he might start every week.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, seeing him
If they've
start
only
there
got to
surprised
play,
me.
yeah.
You got 5 subs,
And the thing,
easy 60, 70 minutes each week.
Mm.
and Nottingham, like I think they would look at that fixture as a must-win. Like so they're probably going to play their best players. Well, who they think are their best players. I
Mm.
mean, yeah. I just
really like Fulham's fixtures.
yeah. Tell me.
Newcastle, West Ham, Bournemouth, Villa, Leeds, Everton.
Wow, that's
Like they're all
Great.
good.
If they keep on the run they're on, I would actually
Like there's
look
goals
at
there.
Willian.
There's goals
Mm.
there.
I would look at Willian. I don't think he's going to get goals, so I think he'll get assists.
Yeah. But if you want, Newcastle are still conceding, like they conceded to Bournemouth. They're not like a given clean sheet. West Ham really can't fucking score at the moment, but
They're still they're conceding as
and
well.
they're conceding. And then you got Bournemouth, Villa, Leeds, Everton. Like that's if there's a time to do it.
do it. And so we're talking kind of 8-man league plus. Like the 7-man league is going to be a bit harder to fit him in, I think.
Willian.
Yeah.
I just think
Or maybe actually.
No, I think it could happen. I think there's some.
I think
teams
it's
that could
I
maybe
think
use
it's
it.
7 and larger.
Yeah.
6 is like really like you basically have all a name
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think honestly, for this run, this is the perfect time to take a punt on him.
Mm.
Like with those fixtures, and actually with him getting something out of this game starting,
Mm.
I think if you're going to take a punt, now's the time. The other one, I think, as well with many Fulham players, they haven't had any like really big outlets other than Mitro, but they're still getting in there with the assists. I mean, Cordova Reed is looking pretty good.
Mm.
Pereira has been, one of their more consistent players too.
Mm.
What
He's
about-
on free kicks.
What
as
about
well.
our boy that we know everything about, Palhinha?
Palhinha?
Ah, Pauline.
You know what I know about him? He's suspended for next week.
I thought it was
What a cracking
actually
goal, though.
like a Super Smash Brothers character.
It is Pauletta or something, I think. Oh man,
I love playing her. She's
Don't we
fucking
all?
good. She's strong when you
yeah,
know how
yeah.
to play her.
Well, mate,
all right.
she must be channeling him when he fucking kicks his goals in.
Let's get back to fantasy.
That was a strong hit.
Oh yeah, one last note. There was a read to read connection there today, like yesterday.
Yep.
Cordova Reed assisting Harrison Reed. I think you're not jumping on Harrison Reed from the sounds of things. He's a deeper player, not getting in the goals very often.
No.
Okay, quickly on Nottingham. Awoniyi at the back post, headers at home.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Fulham are open to conceding goals.
Better than his last goal.
That's true.
Just the ricochet off his.
Oh, yeah.
But he
true.
works so hard. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if I just wake up and see like a brace every now and then from this guy.
I feel like it's going to be him and Johnson up front. I don't know if Dennis is getting a look in.
It's an interesting one.
That's
There
crazy.
might be a
because
bit
he
of
was
depth
actually-
issues there. There's too many strikers, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't want to get involved because I thought Dennis might be.
They still
Getting
got a lot
some
to
minutes.
figure out there, though, man. Like all those signings just came in.
There was also another one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the window?
Yeah, it was someone random or someone we know.
It was someone.
A striker.
Yeah. It was like another striker.
Oh no, I think it was rumored. I don't know if it was real. I know Morpay was rumored.
Anyway,
Leading up to it, but
boys, I think we should move on.
let's do it.
Let's move on to Hito's new segment. Stop, drop, and hold. Hito, you
Let's do
always
it.
have to do the intro now.
Fire drills.
Fire drills. Okay.
Fire
Is that the
drills.
only intro?
That's
Okay,
it.
got it. So
That's it.
stop is,
Stop sleeping on these bitches.
drop is, drop. I can fill in for that one.
Get the fuck
These bitches.
And hold,
and hold.
these bitches.
Hold them tight like your child when you're running out of burning building.
Wow.
Take my strong hand.
That was a great accent.
Who are we stopping? Who are we stop sleeping on?
I don't know. Like for
Where you
me,
start.
it's Wolves defense. Like
They've got the best D in the country.
I
don't
think
they?
so, or maybe not after this week, but
Mm.
they did up until this point. Like I don't know. Are they worth jumping on?
Well, 3 clean sheets. The only thing for me is that there was against Bournemouth and Southampton the last 2,
Mhm.
and the other one was Fulham actually. So it's kind of some easier teams.
Ish,
But
yeah.
after the next 2 fixtures, they got West Ham next, which is probably pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Then they got Chelsea, but then they got Forest, Palace, Leicester.
And Chelsea is struggling to score goals too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would be maybe like picking up. I would actually be picking up this week so I can have it for West Ham.
Mm.
Maybe not Chelsea play, but then
Mm.
the run after.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I mean, look, you got Collins, who is now suspended until
Yeah, you got
18th
that
of
red
October.
card against City.
the fucking
Yeah,
kung
what an
fu.
idiot.
Yeah, that was
But
kick.
But Kilman's in the points there. Like he's taken all those clean sheets on. And look, if they can keep up being solid at the back, might be worth a punt on
Yeah, it
some
just
of them.
depends how
Just
much
as your
they miss
fifth defender.
Collins.
Yeah, that's very true.
But still, I think that's a good shout to pick up now.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the stops.
I think we just spoke about it, and it was just the Fulham attack. We don't need to go in too much, but I think that, as we said, now's the time to do it. The fixtures
They've
look
done
good.
enough. There's kind of a few goals here and there. It's not always going to be Metro deep leagues.
Mm.
They're punt worthy for
Yeah.
sure. Like I think with those fixtures, you got to kind of take it into account. They're scoring goals.
Yeah.
And I think Willian, De Cordova-Reid, and Andreas Pereira are the kind of guys outside of Mitro that are probably available.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Drop.
Actually,
I think this one was mine.
cheeky.
Fornals.
For now.
I think that was pretty obvious.
Okay, well, let's just talk about West Ham players in a whole,
In general.
in general. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because, we got players like Bowen. Like last year, guys, Bowen was the man. And he just doesn't look himself. What's happening? Is it the players
Mate,
around
it's
him?
crazy how horrible it is this year. Like,
The drop off
The
is
owners-
massive.
who maybe didn't know him the year before last year must be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
All I know is 14 assists.
I know.
Plus Bowen. And
Well,
he's
look,
got nothing.
the thing is, no one is shining for them. They're bottom of the league. They're bottom of the
Dude,
league.
they are.
Fornals is their top scoring
It's
player, which is
horrendous.
fucking alarm bells are fucking ringing when Fornals is your top scoring player
Yeah.
on 23.
They have to get points in these next 3 games. Wolves, Fulham, Southampton.
I don't know. Is it the time to go, shit, maybe we give it a go?
Can I go off topic for a second?
Yeah.
How does Tuchel get fired and Moisey's still there? Like,
Whoa, really? Moisey was so good for them last year.
yeah, but just for this year. Like,
It's just the ownership change, man.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring in Tukes. Maybe they'll get rid of him.
Oh my God. Can you
Tukes
imagine
go to
Tukes
West
at
Ham.
West Ham? Oh my God.
no, I'm just still a little bit cut up by it, to be honest.
What, Tukes getting fired?
Yeah, I love the German.
I thought he was good. He's just very negative.
He was too negative for me as well, but I still don't.
But he was negative when we were down. I just like there was like just a consistent back-to-back thing on the sidelines when it was just like negative every week. And I'm not saying that's why I got fired, but that's why
Yeah.
I was more willing to accept it.
Do you think it's because one of those managers, like you said, like that, he has that element where you don't just instantly love him? He's got this vibe to him where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
You gotta get there.
he's
Oh,
not my,
yeah.
he's not my fave.
When he gets signed, I was like, oh, this won't last long.
yeah.
Like, seriously. And
Yeah.
then he wins the Champions League, and I was like, well, I was an idiot. And then now I'm like, yeah, now he's kind of what I expected. Because he's known for butting heads with
yeah.
owners.
He
And I think that, like, the relationship probably just broke down.
Oh yeah, it was that. Or apparently the dressing room was split in half because of the divorce that he had. I think maybe a few
Why the fuck are they so invested
I
in
know.
his
personal life.
That's weird.
maybe had
And
a
then-
really, really fit wife.
Just yeah,
And
well,
all
I
the
think they
single
were
boys in the
nice.
squad was
Yeah.
just like, how could you? We don't get to see her ever again.
And just a final note, I was watching this like
That was it.
BBC interview that Tuchel gave just
Yeah.
before the season started, and they were talking about the relationship with the owners and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
he was saying shit like, they've never owned a football team before, so I've got to tell them what's right and what's wrong like a few times. Things like had that vibe, and
Yeah,
I was listening to it, and I was like, I wonder what the owner thinks of this interview. That he's
Yeah.
basically taking props for all of these things.
Mm.
To be honest, though, I think you're better off him being gone now because he probably would have by end of season
Maybe.
had that classic blowout that he would normally have, and it just would have been too late to save anything. Whereas you got time now. You have time.
I agree with that. And I mean, look,
The chosen one.
we've kind of segued here, but Potter, look, he's gonna what I guess a good question, or has this come up in our fan questions later? I hope. I don't know if it has, but
No, it hasn't.
what's gonna happen at Chelsea? Maybe that's a good question.
There's still a lot to be seen. Like there was a huge change in the Champions League game. Sterling played like kind of a wing back type position,
Yeah,
but he was not wing back. He was very, very attacking.
yeah.
With Alba and Mount and Havertz
Yeah.
in there as well. So
it looked a bit more solid,
Mm.
I would say, from what we had been doing, but it still wasn't insanely convincing.
no, I
And
don't
the
think it
draw
was.
in the end.
I think it just needs more time. I think it's going to look a lot better for some of the assets that were existing because they weren't performing great anyway.
no, I'd agree
um,
with that.
I want to quickly finish on West Ham though. Like,
Oh, sorry.
if you had Bowen, would you drop him?
I don't think you can drop, but you might have to trade for not
Like,
as
not
good,
much value.
not much value. Yeah.
It depends where you drafted him. It depends
Yeah.
how.
It's
fucking
kind of
attached
like
you
that
are.
question we had last time about after how many poor returns do you drop someone?
Yeah.
It's that kind of conundrum of at what point is he gone? I think if any other asset I would not be wanting to have, even Antonio,
Mm.
I would not want to have probably any other asset.
Yeah, look, he's the only one I'd be looking
Yeah.
at. I mean, Fornals had 1 week there where it was like, oh, maybe he's good, and then he's
Yeah.
shit again. I fucking hate Fornals.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
fair.
you know, it's a good segue to our hold section.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is Brighton defense now that Potter's gone?
What
I
do
think we
do?
need to see.
Do you hold?
We have
need
to
to
see.
see.
We haven't seen it yet.
So it's a hold.
Yeah, it's a
it's
hold.
a hold for now.
Yeah, until we see what the new coach who just came in
Okay.
does.
All right. Who else are we holding?
Well, considering he's just scored, I think we've got to hold Grealish now, as we've just discussed.
Yeah, I guess if you have held him for this long.
And I want to talk about this, guys. Leicester attackers. Like, what do you guys? Because obviously their defense is dog shit. But Madison, he's been very consistent.
Yep.
Let me look. I'm bringing it up.
Tielemans' goal and assist in the last 2 weeks.
Mm.
Barnes has only come back and scored 1 goal, but like I'm an owner and I see the next run of fixtures and I want to hold him.
Yeah.
Forest, Bournemouth, Palace, Leeds.
The key question is, though, everyone's asking, what do they do with Vardy? This is the burning question.
I mean, I look at him on their list of their top scoring players. He's on 18 points. What's he done? Has he scored a goal this year? He's got 2 assists. That's it.
He came on for 16 minutes this game.
Yeah, he's
Mm.
definitely not getting the minutes. And
No.
I
who's
think if
coming? Who's playing the minutes instead?
So
it's
Daka and Iniacho has played some minutes as well.
And Daka. Look, yeah, Daka. I like that. Honestly, I like Daka. Fuck.
Iniacho came off the bench.
In this game and
But
started the one.
I think if I
before.
had Vardy, just because of this run of fixtures, I'd want to just keep him around
Yeah.
and just see if he gets some minutes because it's a good run of fixtures. But if he doesn't get much time
You're gonna have
with
to
this
pull the
run, I
trigger.
would be thinking about pulling the trigger, especially if there's someone out there. Like, what about Awonye is out there? Would
yeah.
you drop Vardy for him?
I agree with you. I want to see this run of fixtures.
Yeah, I'm
And
the
once we're
same.
getting into 10, 12 game weeks, and if he's still coming off the bench and stuff, we know that there's no Red Bulls in the
Yeah.
fridge anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
The sponsorship's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, the
gone.
heart couldn't take it. Okay.
Maybe move to Mother or something as a different. and
Oh,
he just
good
can't.
shout. Oh man, but he'd lose his
Or
sponsorship.
V. Yeah. He's gone all those shit ones.
Okay, now I'm really interested. After you guys had such a good week last week with the fan questions.
Mm.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, we only got 2 this one because we
Oh.
got flooded the week before.
Oh, okay.
We're
We'll
out of
sap the well
questions.
dry.
So yeah, if there's any questions that you guys want answered, then please send them in and we'll answer them next week.
Always send it.
We're everywhere.
But the first one it got sent in just before this game week, but I still think that it's semi-relative because a couple of the forums are discussing it as well. So Vasky, he reached out to me.
I thought Vasky was a player. I was like, I never heard of that guy.
Yeah, no. So Vasky,
Stop. Saw him in the
Drop or hold.
spreadsheet here. I'm like, hold? I hold Vasky.
Till I find out who he is, and then
Yeah.
I might drop him.
Or is
So-
it Vask?
Vask.
Oh, it could be Vask.
Vask.
You have to
Sorry,
ask him.
if I'm
Vask is
pronouncing
a
it
cool
wrong.
name.
Well, I might say Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Make it fancy.
So he wants to know if we'd do this trade. And it's Laporte and Mount for Anderson and Sterling. So considering Laporte is still injured and he might have a lot of...
What's his end of the deal?
he's got Laporte and Mount.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you don't know. Well, I guess they're both going to be impacted, Sterling and Mount, by
I have to
the
look
new
at
system.
Anderson. I
The
have to
new
look at Anderson.
system.
Yeah, that's a good question because Laporte, he's going to be battling for minutes with Akanji after this performance.
And Palace have only got one clean sheet, and that was just this week.
Mm.
Um,
And Anderson's not known for his attacking credentials from the centre half
they've got a
position.
good run of fixtures, though.
Palace too.
Palace, yeah.
And look, he's been decent in the last 2 weeks. Last 3 weeks. He scored against City and he got a clean sheet this week.
Mm.
You know,
Well, let's go Mount versus Sterling. Who do you pick?
not
Who
this week,
wins?
sorry.
Sterling
last game.
for me every
Sterling?
day of the week.
I think Sterling over Mount. Is that what was that? Sorry, was that the
Yeah.
question?
And Laporte versus Anderson.
For minutes, it's Anderson at this point because I think Laporte's still coming back from injury. You've still got another 3 or 4
Mm.
weeks.
How's that Palace defense been sitting though?
Only one this season.
Only
just
one
this
clean
week.
sheet.
Only one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and it actually wasn't this week. That was game week 6, I think.
So
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
didn't play. But look, that is a freaking tough one. It's
It's
a good
so
trade
tough.
because it makes you think.
I had a discussion with him for a little bit, and it was tough. We were trying to nail it out, and I said, "Look, I'm just going to talk about it on the pod with the boys."
There's so many question marks over Laporte. I think that's the big question mark, right? Like over this whole thing is like with this.
If he's starting every single week, that weighs it out a bit more even. But I'm leaning towards with you boys. I want minutes from Anderson, and I think Sterling's better.
and Sterling might get a little boost here now with the new manager. I don't know.
I feel like Sterling and Mount are going to be pretty similar.
I don't know, though.
Even if Mount kills it,
Mm.
it won't be more than Sterling, surely.
No, it won't be.
So
No, Sterling's
because
more of an
Sterling will
outlet.
kill it still, probably.
Yeah. Look, I think I would do it.
Maybe.
Do it.
No, not maybe. You can't sit
Wait,
on the
so
fence.
he's getting
Yeah, no.
Sterling or Mount?
He's trying to. Yeah, he's getting Sterling.
I'm
Okay.
saying do it.
I would
Yeah,
do it.
I'm doing it as well.
And Palace got 12 clean sheets last year.
And before the game week,
Oh no, yeah.
I said to him that I was on the fence. But after seeing Akanji, I don't know when Laporte's coming back, and I think Sterling is going to be such an impact this year.
Man, he looked good in that wing back weird role, and he gets more attackers into the team.
All right, we'll leave that one with you, Vasquez. The next question is interesting, and we got 2 people sending it in because quite a few people are asking. So
Mm-hmm.
people want to know who's the best striker for the rest of the season: DCL, Alvarez, or Daka. So I'm guessing that they want a third striker option, and they are the 3 strikers that are available.
That's hard.
And I think that we can even introduce the conversation of Diego Costa.
Look, I know. I think that too. And does Morpay fit in here somewhere?
And Morpay, yeah.
like, because I
if
think
he's-
the question really is that
Will
Everton,
they play together?
Yeah, will they play together or will be one or the other? Like, and Lampard just said something about DCL's injury being really interesting or difficult or something like that.
Mm.
Like they thought he'd be back this week, but he's not. And you're like, fuck, it
So, but-
seems like there's going to be a fair bit of rotation. Because to me, he probably would have been the pick of those 3.
Yeah. But even last year, when he was on the pitch, he didn't look that great.
He started the year okay.
Yeah, but
But
was
it
only
wasn't-
3 games, wasn't it?
Oh, was it only 3 games? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, anyway. Look, and then there's Daka.
The hard thing is he hasn't had much of a run in the team, like in the starting team, to make me feel confident. So in the last 2 games he started.
Mm.
For me, it's
That's the worry.
interesting because it's obviously how big your league is, but none of these guys are rest of the season players. Like,
No.
it's a weird question to ask.
It's in and out.
Do I lock in any of these players? No. I would
Mm.
say you'd be maybe looking at Daka first out of all these guys with that kind of good run of fixtures. And then you'd be looking to go, okay, can I bring in Alvarez this week? Do I think he's going to get rotated in? Is Haaland injured? Whatever. Like, you have that ready. I mean, look, if you have to commit to locking one in, then
DCL's a big fat question mark still.
Yeah, there's so many.
Missed so much football. Don't know how long he's going to come back.
I just don't think the rest of the season is the right question. I think is who is the best right now,
Yeah,
and then you just keep floating.
that's a good point. I like Daka right now as well. And I'm going to even put Iniacho in it as well. I know he didn't start this game,
He's emotionally connected.
but
to
I am
Iheanacho.
so on
Pick him up, Marlo.
Kalichi.
Pick him up, Marlo.
He loves him.
Oh, man. Maybe.
Drop your sack for him.
I can't drop his sack.
Oh my god! It
Is
sounds
that-
like you saying drop your sack.
I thought that's why I just like,
it's like drop your sack for him. I'm like, I haven't heard that
It's
one.
a new segment we brought in last week when you weren't here.
Drop your sack. Oh god.
not drop your guts anymore. It's just
Maybe that's what drop stands for in the stop, drop, and hold.
Yeah.
Drop your sack
drop your
Man.
sack off at the
Um,
kids at the pool.
and hold your kids like you're running out of a burning
Boys,
building.
every week, my biggest concern when uploading this podcast is to make sure I tick the explicit box.
Is that the thing that
If I
wakes you
missed
up?
that one yet.
You wake up in the middle of the night and you're just like,
Tick the box. Did I tick the box? There's children. Okay, so we didn't commit to anyone for the rest of the season. Sorry, everybody. If
No,
that's
but
what you wanted.
we're committing to Daka right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
And then you got to
Do it.
Play the game.
Yeah.
There's
Do
no
it. Play
such
the
thing as rest of the season, unless you got Haaland, da 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 da. Oh, Grealish.
Kill me now.
I've got all a Man City
Yeah.
in my fantasy team.
Oh wow. Okay, Hito, you're getting out of tune.
Oh, well, I'm just picking up your team, bro. Fucking hell. Let me support you.
You solid.
Jesus.
All right. Hito, I'm sorry. I feel bad. Now tell me your pickups. What are your pickups?
Oh, my pickups.
So moving to the final section of the pod, where our top 3 pickups of the week from the boys.
Sorry. Thanks for
A little round
introing
out.
that for me, Mark.
So my first pickup is Morpay.
Okay.
They don't have a crazy good run of fixtures, but the fact that they're versing Southampton this week, I love that.
Mm.
So for
Bring them in
me,
for the week.
For me, at least a week
Okay.
on that one. So that's my first pickup. My second pickup is Billing.
Dalla Bill, yeah.
Tell me about him.
So Bournemouth midfielder scored 2 weeks in a row, and I just kind of like that form. You know,
I thought you were going to say that name.
screamer the first week,
Absolute
and then
banger.
really nice flick on this week, and they've got Brentford, Leicester, Fulham, Southampton.
Yeah, take
That's
that
a
one, yeah.
great run of fixtures. So that's my second pickup for those 4. I actually prefer him over those Fulham midfielders we were talking about for the next
Do you? That's
week.
interesting.
I think I
yeah.
prefer that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Unless it's maybe Willian,
yeah,
but I think he's up there. And then my final one is Awonye.
yeah. Okay, that's
I
a
think
good shout.
I think he's kind of earned his spot now, so I think that's a nice forward option.
Okay.
Yeah.
Milo?
Yeah, so I put in Xhaka at the top of my list.
Yeah.
I think that it's hard to get into the Arsenal attack, and I think he's just a little sneaky way in for a couple of assists here and there. I don't think he'll score a lot of goals, but I think he will.
Deeper leagues, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good for deeper leagues.
Plays most games.
I chucked in Samarxis for this, next couple of
Simicats?
weeks. Yes, I call him Samarxis.
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Copy
Okay,
that.
sorry, Simicas.
Okay, sorry. Just wondering
For all
who it
you
was.
regular people out there,
That was
Okay.
one of my favorite Miles ones. What was it again?
Samarkis.
Samarxis.
I think you got to make it fancier.
Yeah.
Marlo normally has some bouginess to
Yeah.
it, but it's a hard name to make bougie.
Samarxis.
Samarxis.
But Simicas, right? So Robertson's injured at the moment, as you know, as a Robbo owner. And I know that it's not that bad, but he has actually looked really good. He's when he's come on, he's been really, really
And he played really well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
game.
So I think that it's one to watch.
Brighton this week.
mm,
Then it's Arsenal City, but I think Robbo will be back for those games anyway.
exactly. So I just a little cheeky
One game, yeah,
Yep.
like it.
And my final one is Akanji. We've spoken a lot about him today, but I think that he might be still available in most leagues besides the super deep ones. And you just never know what's going to happen with Laporte. And
It feels so good hearing you say my boy's name.
I know. I try for you.
I know.
I got to
It just makes me feel good that, like I'm down the bottom, I'm hustling, and I'm doing good work.
Oh,
dealer. Yeah.
I hope it helps you sleep at night.
Talk to us, Whitey. What are your pickups?
I've just got one. You guys have listed a lot of boys. Actually, no, I'll throw in one more because we talked about him to the pods. But Grealish, I think it's, you just can't sleep on that kind of a thing.
So if
he's-
someone's dropped him,
if
He's
he's
probably
just
being
sitting there,
first pickup.
it's
if he's dropped.
unlikely. But there are some leagues where he might be available.
There's a
'cause he
lot of
has
like
been injured.
6-man leagues out there that couldn't hold him.
100%.
Yeah, there's
like
a lot of
we saw
six-man leagues.
Mount get dropped the other week in our league, and everyone was pretty shocked. And it was similar Mount Grealish at that point. They hadn't
Yeah.
done much.
Jesus, I did not see that.
Yeah.
I'm on him.
Yeah.
I got no chance.
No, he's been picked up now.
Oh, for
but
fuck's sake.
Hackett dropped him, and then Stace picked him up.
Oh,
And then that's how I ended up with Rodrigo.
he's such
because
a fucking bottom
my
feeder.
first pick was Mount, and then I got your boy
Okay, piss off.
out of spite.
All right, yeah,
Pure
Grealish,
spite, that
don't
pickup.
sleep on him. And look, Daka. I think looking at those fixtures, the
Oh.
fact that Vardy hasn't played,
Yeah.
I think it can't. Like we can't not back that right now. So yeah, before the podcast, you know, I hadn't that when I did these pickups, I didn't have that in. But yeah, Daka.
We've talked it out.
I
There's
think.
someone else listening at home who just came to that exact same realization.
Yeah, I
They're
think
like,
so.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Fucking doing it.
Drop the sack.
And with that, I think that's the end of this podcast. You know, boys, I've had a good time. I missed out
As
last
always.
week.
We really missed you last
I
week.
don't
actually.
recommend drinking beer through a Corinthian. Just eat them separately.
No. Oh, speaking of Corinthians, William themed snack. Didn't he?
Ah.
What didn't he just transfer
I
from
think he did.
Corinthians?
There you go.
Hey,
But- Side note, I'm pretty sure Corinthians is from Austria.
copy that.
It's from a southern Austrian delicacy. That's where they originated. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Could fact check me there, and I'm happy to be wrong.
Miles with the heritage.
Yeah, but I'm from the south of Austria. So
but it was north of
Corinthia?
Austria. Did you say it was north of Austria?
Mate, it was made
Oh,
in
this one-
Clarence Street, Sydney. So
Fuck off, Miles, you
originally,
son of a bitch.
no.
Dude, you could
no.
you could claim both
The weather,
heritages.
the weather.
However.
Sup, Nate? It's sunny, isn't it?
Oh, that's it. Okay, hit us up on FPL Draft Boys. Instagram, Twitter. We want your questions.
we out.
Yeah.
And that's it.